Hello, Acton Faith Bible Church. Last year, about this time, Abigail and I had the opportunity to go to Israel for 3 weeks to study the geography and the setting that much of the Old Testament and the New Testament took place in. And we've been wanting to share some of that with you for a while now. And so now that our services have been reduced to video, this is a great time to put together some of our clips. We were able to do a little video at the end of each day summarizing what went on that day. So we've included one of those along with many little tiny clips of our time there. So I hope you enjoy our quick run through of what we saw in 3 weeks. You'll get to see it in less than 10 minutes. So we started our day and we went right over, right there to a town that you're familiar with called Capernaum. So after that we went up, and you can't see it real well from here, but we moved from Capernaum and we traveled up the hill, and there's a little saddle up in here that has two churches that mark the Mount of Beatitudes, and just down the hill from that is where the Sermon on the Mount possibly could have happened. So we went there, read Matthew 5 and Matthew 7, and talked about some of the implications of the Sermon on the Mount. And then we headed directly down the hill from here till there to a little town called Tabgha.
From Tabgha, we went to a museum that commemorated a boat that was recently found.
It's right there.
Yeah, it was a 2,000-year-old boat, and just explain the process of finding it and bringing it up to where it can be preserved and we can see it today. So from there, we had lunch really quick, and then we went on a drive to an overlook all the way at the north end of the Sea of Galilee to Bethsaida. It overlooks the valley of Bethsaida.
Back behind that building.
And this is, they're not sure of the place where Bethsaida was, but this is a place where it could have been, a place where Jesus would have fed the 5,000. It's just a long, flat plain leading into the Sea of Galilee. Great place for 5,000 people plus to fit. From there, we headed down to the Sea of Galilee and got to take an hour boat ride out.
That's the Sea of Galilee.
And it was very nice and warm, and we just got to spend some time thinking about Jesus calming the waters and having authority over the waters and the winds. A truth that is much more fearing, or something that we should fear so much more than the power of the water itself. God controls the water. So we've had several hours of just rest and relaxation. This evening we got to go swim in the Sea of Galilee, had wonderful food. Tomorrow we will finish up we'll go over to the Golan Heights over on the east side of the Sea of Galilee, and pack up tomorrow night and head back down towards Jerusalem. So I hope you enjoyed the end of our sunset. It's beautiful, setting behind the Arbel Cliffs. It's a once-in-a-lifetime sight.
Yeah, a very beautiful resort that we get to stay at. All right, we'll see you back here
Tomorrow night?
tomorrow.
Oh, that's so pretty.
We're standing here on David's Citadel. Behind me you can see the whole old city. You can see the Silver Dome, which is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. You can see the whole Temple Mount, and just beyond that is the Garden of Gethsemane.
Here we are just south of the old city, and below me you can see a first century road that Jesus would have walked on.
We are in Jerusalem, and we are looking at the destruction of a Herodian home that was destroyed in 70 AD. We're standing on the Temple Mount. Behind me is the Dome of the Rock.
Behind me are the pools of Bethesda, where Jesus would have healed the lame man, proving that he is not just any man, he is the Messiah.
We are on the south end of the Temple Mount. The steps I'm standing on right now are the steps that Jesus would have walked up to get to the temple. We're in Nebi Samuel in the central Benjamin Plateau. Behind me is Gibeon, where Joshua would have fought the Amorites who would have fled along the Bet Horon Ridge route. So we're at Gibeah. This is the hometown of Saul, where Saul set up his kingdom.
So I'm standing here between Jericho and then Jerusalem. Right along here is the route that Jesus would have traveled from Jericho up to Jerusalem before his death. Also behind me is the wilderness that is likely the wilderness that Jesus spent 40 days and 40 nights in right after his baptism at the Jordan River. We're south of the old city here. You can see the Dome of the Rock right there. And then just to the east of it, you see 3 towers. That's on the Mount of Olives.
We're in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Behind me is the area where they think Jesus was buried. Here we are at the city of David, and
We're here at the end of Hezekiah's tunnel.
we're here at the Jordan River. We're at the site of Jericho. We're at Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum in Israel. We are standing on the Herodian.
We're here at Tel Gezer, an excavated site underneath today's streets.
We're standing here at Bet Shemesh. We're standing on Azekah overlooking the Elah Valley where David would have fought Goliath. We're at the site of Lachish.
We're standing near the ruins of the city of Ashkelon. We're at an Israelite temple in Arad.
We're in the lower part of Arad. The remains here date back to 2700 BC, before the time of Abraham. We're standing in the area of Beersheba.
We are at Avdot.
We're in the Negev overlooking Maktesh Ramon. We're in the wilderness of Paran. This is where the Israelites would have wandered for 40 years. We are in the southern Negev region in an area called Timnah.
We're standing at a replica of the tabernacle. We're at the top of Masada.
We are in Gedi.
We're at Qumran.
We are in Qumran Cave 11.
We are at Caesarea.
We are in Caesarea in a palace that was built by Herod the Great.
Behind me is an aqueduct built by Herod the Great.
We are standing on Mount Carmel.
Behind me is the Jezreel Valley.
We're on the Tel Megiddo. We're in Nazareth, the hometown of Jesus. We are on the cliff of Arbel overlooking the Sea of Galilee. We are in Magdala along the site of the Sea of Galilee.
We're in Capernaum, which became the hub for Jesus' ministry.
We're on the banks of the Sea of Galilee here in Capernaum.
We're on a boat ride on the Sea of Galilee. We're in Hatzor. We're in Dan. We're at Caesarea Philippi.
We're standing on the northern tip of modern Israel. The hill behind me is the biblical site of Bet Shan. I'm sitting in a public toilet that was used in ancient Bet Shan. We're at the springs of Enherod, where Gideon chose 300 men.
We're standing on the Mount of Olives.
We are on the Mount of Olives in the area that would have been the Garden of Gethsemane. We're excavating here at Shiloh. This is the place where the Ark of the Covenant was captured from the Philistines. There's Abigail.
I'm standing on Mount Gerizim, looking across at Mount Ebal. Down below me is the biblical site of Shechem.
I'm standing on Mount Gerizim. In the New Testament time, this became the area of the Samaritans. Jesus would have crossed this way and encountered the Samaritan woman just down here in the valley, close to biblical Shechem.